Hi everyone, Amanda from Champagne Pouring right here, and I wanted to share with you the dry results of the video that you're going to see right after this. I tried a marbled background with a swipe, which I initially saw Lisa Marvin do in a post, and she also has a really great YouTube video showing how to do it, and I watched that and I thought I've got to give it a try. It's just gorgeous. And so this is my attempt at it. And I think it's pretty cool. I really like it. I actually did two. This one might be my favorite. I don't know why. It just kind of, I don't know, it just does it for me. I love the pinks and purples. I love the shimmer. I can't wait to resin these. I think they're going to be gorgeous. I love the way the colors layered. And speaking of that, I just wanted to go over the colors that I used real quick before we start. I used 5 pigment powders from TLP. I had Sequins. I used Ball Gown, Rose Quartz, I had Majesty, and also a bit of Cappuccino. And I layered them on my new favorite, I think, dark pillow from Sherwin-Williams called Raisin. I originally thought that I had made possibly a huge mistake picking this one up because it's hard to see on camera, but it's like a brownish purpley plum kind of color, and not something that ordinarily I would be like, hey, I really want to use that. But I thought I would give it a try. You know, I'm always up for trying new things and experimenting. So turns out I really like it, and I love it with these palettes that I've been doing lately with the coppers and browns and golds. So I thought, what a great pillow to try my first marbled swipe. So I also used 3 tube paints. I had Iridescent Blue Violet, which is transparent. I had one of my favorites, Luminous Violet from Holbein. This is semi-transparent. And I used a little bit of black, and this is the only opaque paint that I used. And why is that important? Because all the piggies are transparent, the other 2 paints were transparent, and layering the transparent paints is what really gives you these beautiful layers that you can see in here. Particularly in this one, I used very little black paint in this one. And you can see I also used it near the top of my layering process, and you can see how it more adds like almost a border type of definition versus layering. So this is a good example kind of how it almost adds like a border to the transparent colors where those are layered. So I like a little bit in there. It adds a little bit of definition and kind of accentuates and breaks things up. But that's, you know, because anything that is underneath it isn't going to show through, I only wanted to add in a little bit. So I also wanted to talk about the swiping tool that I used. I believe I got this as part of a set at Michael's a few years back, and I wasn't sure what to do with it, and it just sort of sat around. And recently I've been using it for some pours I was doing, particularly with piggies, where I was just sort of combing through them and making really gentle swipes with and without cell activator. For these, I did use a white cell activator with Amsterdam Titanium White and Aussie Floetrol. And I just did one swipe, as you'll see in the video. I then came through and I just used a skewer to kind of come through and break this up a little bit and add a little bit of interest. But I think, you know, you could use whatever size or shape swiping tool you wanted, depending, it really depends on what kind of swipe you want in your project and how big your piece is. I'm hoping, now that I've done these and had success, that I can go larger. I've got a 2x2 foot canvas. I've also got a 3 foot by 4 foot canvas that has just been waiting for me to figure out what I wanted to do with it. And I think that this method would look really beautiful in a really large format. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I can get up the courage to decide that I'm ready to attempt that. But for today, enjoy the video. Check out Lisa Marvin's. She always has so many great ideas, and I've learned an incredible amount from her, and I'm really excited for you guys to try one of these. So let me know in the comments what you think, and if you're going to try it. And as always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. Have a great day. Hi everyone, Amanda from Champagne Pouring Art, and today I wanted to play around with this fun new pillow paint I got from Sherwin-Williams. It's called Raisin, and at first I was really unsure about my choice, but I've done a few things with it and I think I actually really like it. It's a wonderful background for some of the piggies I chose that we're going to be using, and it's a little brown, it's like purple, it's a little smoky, and I think I kind of love it. So I wanted to try, this is I believe a 10 by 16 tile, floor tile that I got from Home Depot. And I saw Lisa Marvin Art's video about marbled background with a swipe, and I thought it was so beautiful. I really wanted to try it. And so that's what I'm gonna do here. I've never tried one before, so hopefully I can make something pretty, but at the very least, you know, I'll learn something new. So I'm just gonna start with about that much. I'm gonna be adding a fair amount of paint in order to try to get the marbled swirly background. So I don't wanna do too much, although I probably already have. You see how rich that is? Like, I think on camera, looking at it in my screen, it actually looks kind of brown, a little browner than it looks to me here in person. But when you put pinks and purples and coppers with it, it kind of brings out the purple in this. So I decided to do a combination of paints and pigments in order to get some fun layers. So the first one I'm going to do is this TLP. This is a ballet slipper. So I'm just going to do kind of like a little swipe sort of across. Then I'm going to use TLP Majesty. They're both transparent, by the way. And I've got, this is one of my favorite, this is Luminous Violet from Holbein. I love this color. It can be tricky to use in blooms because it does kind of take over things a little bit, but I think in here it's going to be pretty cool. Let's see, I've also got, this is Ball Gown, TLP Ball Gown. I'm just gonna keep just kind of adding layers. I'm sticking kind of mostly to the center area because I'm going to do a swipe with Cell Activator in a pattern, and then I'm going to tilt a bunch of the paint off, I think, first, and then spin it. So I'm assuming that most of this area is all going to go over the sides. So I'm trying to kind of make sure that where I put these colors, I might be able to keep them on the canvas. I'm actually going to add a couple drizzles of black also, just to add some interest. That is an opaque. Let's see, I don't think I added this one yet. What did I make? I think this one is, I think this is a Pebeo, like blue violet. We'll check here in a second. I love this color. I actually love all of the Pebeo, like Dinah series. I think they're pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is iridescent violet blue. And I love that. And those are, I think, semi-transparent, or maybe totally transparent. This is Sequins. TLP Sequin. I have to admit, it looks like a hot mess right now, but have faith. Okay, and lastly, I think I'm gonna add a bit of Cappuccino TLP. Let's see if I got everybody. Did I get rose quartz? I kind of lost track. I should have put them in order. All right, one more, just to be sure. Okay. Now, I think I'm just gonna, yeah, there's a lot of paint on here. Okay. Got a few bubbles. I did just mix a couple of these colors, so I should have waited, but I couldn't. I was too excited. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my palette knife. I don't know where I got this. It was part of a set of other things, and I don't even know what it's for, but I actually really like it for swiping. It's really fun. So I'm just putting some Cell Activator on the back of this. This is, I believe, Amsterdam is the brand, titanium white, and Aussie Floetrol in my Cell Activator. And I'm just gonna do like a fun little thing. I don't really have a plan. Just kind of seeing where the paint moves, what it wants to do. I already know that part's gonna fall off on the edge, but I like to do it anyway just because it's fun. Okay, now the other thing, I think I may just kind of do a few of those ahead of time. See what we get. Now, I know these are going to make bigger cells over here because this is where I started my swipe. And these are kind of, like, it's pretty over here, but I think I'm going to encourage that to fall off first. I'm just slowly tilting in that direction. Get that to come off a bit. I'm going to move back towards the center. I'm going to come over towards this corner now. Go back towards the middle. This is such a fun one. There's already so much motion in this, just where all of the colors have blended together and where they're not, where I didn't swipe over. It just looks really cool. This is such a good idea. And finally, this is my last corner. I just want to kind of encourage the paint to come down here a little bit farther. All right, now I'm going to give it a few spins. Look at how much that changed from when I first swiped it and now after one round of spinning. Isn't that interesting? The composition is just so, it's so cool, and I love the way the colors have layered. I still have a decent amount of paint moving. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but right down here. So I'm just kind of, I really like this top part by my right hand up here, so I'm kind of encouraging that to open up a little bit, knowing that I'll lose some of that. Give it another spin. Pretty. And this is right kind of the very center of where I started is what I ended up with. So I lost, you know, a lot of the composition, part of because I had a lot of paint on there, and partly just because of the way I decided to tilt it in the very beginning. The way I encouraged the paint to move. That's just about done. I think I used 8 colors in this, so you certainly could do less. You could do wider strips of color. You could use a different color cell activator or no cell activator at all. Do whatever you like. I think this came out pretty fun, and it's definitely not something that I have ever done before, so I'm so glad that I tried. And I hope that you guys will be encouraged to try as well. And I would love to know what you think of this one. Thanks for watching. Bye.